Stop wasting your life. If you are unhappy with what you do every day, you're stressed, you're depressed, you're bummed out every single day, I need you to stop and start doing this. I'm Dr. J.
I'm Dr. C.
And welcome to A Two Doc Minds.
Welcome to our channel. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you're a return visitor. If you're not and you're a new visitor, we're a channel that likes to share information to help move your life, your career, and your whole personal growth forward. And we're going to talk today about stop wasting your life. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. But before we get into it, we want you to subscribe, hit that notification, drop a like, but more important, if you fit within any of these categories, hit us in the comment section because we would love to know what you're dealing with.
Yes, let's go. So today's topic is about how people live their lives. And on average, most people live about 80 years. So the average time an adult may spend working in their life is approximately from the ages of 18 to 67 years old. So that means on average, whether you like it or not, a majority of your life is going to be spent, Dr. J, at work.
So the average lifespan is 80 years old, right? And then your average work life is going to be between 18 to 67 years of age.
67.
So think about that. That's almost, 49 years of work out of 80 years of your life. So you're going to spend a majority of your life at work.
Yep.
So I would say if I'm going to spend a majority of anything, I'm going to have fun doing it, right?
Absolutely.
The critical piece, if I'm going to work 50 years, and guess what? I've been hearing that the government is going to change retirement age to 70.
That is going to change.
71, 72.
Yep.
So now with that, you're going to be working 75% of your life almost. That is ridiculous. So this video may be for many people. If you're going to work that many years, pretty much a half century of your life, I need for you to do one thing and one thing simply. Find something to do that you love. It is critical to do that.
Absolutely. We spend a lot of time at work. And you hear some stories that people spend 50 and 60 years of their lives doing the same job the whole time, not even getting any type of promotion or type of, change in job duties. They do the same thing for that long. So if you're going to do something for that long, I suggest don't delay your happiness. Don't postpone what's going to make you happy. Let's start thinking about how do we transition during that 50-year span of doing your job into something that we love to do. So find a job you love. And how do you do that, Dr. J?
At the end of the day, we talked about it in earlier episodes. I really want you to write down, just really think about what makes you happy.
Yep.
Like, for example, I love talking, right? I love talking. And so, YouTube and doing a YouTube channel was good because I can talk all day, right? So I love doing that. I love watching sports, right? So I may get a part-time job being an usher at a sports facility nearby. Why? Yeah, I'm doing a little work, but I'm able to stand and watch the game too. So I'm trying to align my passions, right, with my, some monetary value so I can live but also do what I want. So you have to look at, if you're like writing, find something that does a lot of writing.
Absolutely.
And now that you got ChatGPT and AI writing engineers, maybe that's something you want to get into, right? If you like to do music, maybe you have to figure out how you get into that and get into something that you love. But the goal is to write down things that make you happy and then find things that matches it.
Yeah. And sometimes we start off loving the work that we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we actually enjoy it in the first 10 or 20 years even.
Yeah.
But then it becomes something different. It evolves into something else, a different monster, if you will. You start to have more responsibility, of course, have maybe increase in pay, and it turns into something that you don't love anymore. So some suggestions are given to find ways to love that job again. Maybe it's transitioning to a different organization, maybe changing a settings, environment, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But notice that you are not in love with the work that you used to be in love with, and this is the time to transition to something else.
Absolutely. I think I made, Dr. C, one of the most critical mistakes of my career. I was at a job and I was able to walk to work every day. And that job, I was right near a waterfront in the Bay Area. And I was able to, at my lunch, walk that every day. It was so peaceful. And where I was it was so quiet and serene. It was just peaceful. And I know you know what job that I had.
Yeah.
And, I was called to get a promotion. It was more money, it was more responsibility. It was a lot of good things. So I took the job. And I wish I hadn't.
Right.
Because where I was working,
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I was getting paid enough to have the lifestyle that I wanted.
Right.
And I ended up wanting more, but I became frustrated at my job.
That's an interesting
Yeah, so sometimes
point.
you
Yeah.
just gotta sit there. If you love it, you love it.
Yeah, I think you're speaking to our next point, and
Yeah.
to have careers and jobs that we do that have a work-life balance.
Absolutely.
And I know this is an overused term, and maybe people are tired of hearing it, or people don't see a way in having a financial well-being and a personal well-being at the same time. But you have to prioritize your wellness. You have to prioritize your happiness, your mental well-being, and your family. So I think reflecting back on the choice that you did and you gave up, you regretted it because you had that opportunity to, provide for your finances and have your family also be incorporated into that work-life balance formula.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfect. And I made a switch and that balance went off. And
Yeah.
so I would, my recommendation to everyone listening, never sacrifice happiness for money. If you're doing something and it works for you and you're happy, don't let peer pressure, the thought of having more power or more responsibility cloud your judgment in doing something you love. And if you do make the jump, make sure it's something that you appreciate and will enjoy, because you don't want to go from being happy to being unhappy because you're making a few dollars more.
Very good point, Dr. J. So that breaks into our next point, which speaks to that very, very, very eloquently. Columbia graduate Leah Collins reported on CNBC that in the U.S. specifically, 50% of workers reported feeling stressed, 41% were worried, 22% are typically sad, and 18% are angry. So can you speak to the 50% of workers who are feeling stressed at their jobs?
So think about this. 1 out of every 2 workers are feeling some type of way about their job, whether it's stressed, depressed, sad, whatever it may be. The question is, do you want that to be you? And if you do and you're stewing in that, then great. But if you want something to change, you have to get up and change it. One of the things that you will know about what we did, we left our jobs.
Absolutely.
Because we wanted to pursue our own happiness. We wanted to be free and have more flexibility. We wanted to look at our last half of our life based upon going to 80, right?
Yeah.
And we want to be able to say, I wanted to have more enjoyable experiences than I had my first half. And so we intentionally focused on our happiness and our well-being in that work-life balance and trying to create an environment that works for us and our family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that to your point, again, it's never too late to make that transition. No. If you just look around you, look at some of the cues that are just beaming off of you when you go to work every day. You get your cup of coffee, you get in your car. What are your first thoughts when you're driving towards your job or you're turning on the video for a virtual meeting, whatever the case may be? If you have those little mental cues in your head saying, I don't feel this moment, I don't feel this work anymore. What next can you do to change your circumstances, which is never too late to change?
No, just put a plan together and say, what is it that I want? Where are the issues in my life? And then make a conscious effort to make those change. I want a work-life balance. Well, either you create that at your own place or you go somewhere where they honor that work-life balance. if you want a boss that treats you well and your boss isn't treating you well, well, you may have to make some adjustments and change. But whatever that is that's causing you stress, because we talked about this before.
Yes.
Monday morning, right, is the time where most people end up having heart attacks.
Oh my goodness.
And the reason why is because the anxiety around going to work and doing something you love is that I enjoyed my Saturday and Sunday, it went too fast, or I go to bed Saturday night and I wake up Monday morning and I feel that anxiety. If you are that person, start the process of change. Like you say, Dr. C, it's never too late. I don't care if you're 18 years old, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, or 85. Make the change.
Absolutely.
Because your tomorrow, you want it to be better than your yesterday.
Yes, I think the point that you were making earlier, Dr. J, just so everybody's very clear, if you're waking up with that Monday morning blues,
Yes.
we get off at Friday. We're excited about the Friday night party day, if we're younger, and then we get in, hopping into the Saturday night party time vibe, and still partying, and then you go and you wake up Sunday morning and do whatever you do, recover from that Friday or Saturday night partying, and then you go to bed. And you're thinking in your head on Sunday, I gotta wake up tomorrow. Yeah. These are the cues that you look for. These are the things that you need to say, I need to pay attention to this.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be miserable. And that is the time for you to make a decision and make a change.
Unemployment rates and that percentage is lower than it ever been in the history of the United States.
Absolutely.
Take advantage of that, look for your opportunities, start your own business, do whatever it is that you always thought you wanted to do. Right. Because I'm a testament that when you put your mind to something, right, you will be surprised what comes your way. When we quit and we start doing our own thing, it was amazing how opportunities kind of showed up. And it just because we were focused on it.
Right.
They always been there, but my focus was, man, my job is terrible. Man, my boss is bad. Yeah. So if that's you, hit us in the comment section and say, I'm going to change now. I want you to write that in the comment section. I am going to change now.
I love it.
Right?
Right.
And also, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Yes, and please tune in to our next videos. We have so much more information for you to utilize and take advantage of so you can make that change in your next step in your career. I'm Dr. C.
I'm Dr. J, and thank you for watching
A Two Doc Minds.